In an old, run-down temple, 5 masters of the martial worlds are huddled together in a group. As we get closer, we hear the details of what they are talking about. There have been rumors of a mad demon who ravages the world and destroys any sect he comes across. So the 5 of them, the strongest in their own disciplines, have come together to defeat him. They keep on planning till they are interrupted by the collapse of the temple doors. Speak of the devil. The mad demon arrives right in front of them, with his presence like a raw feeling of death written down their necks. The scene explodes immediately with a swing from the Sword Emperor, which cuts the mad demon in two. Relief is visible on their faces as they witness this and relax. But then something happens next that twists their expressions into one of absolute terror. Right in front of their eyes, the mad demon starts regenerating. And to make it worse, at the moment of their clash, the Sword Emperor had already been defeated. Seeing this, the Fist God bursts forward in fury and sends an attack barreling towards the mad demon. But to his absolute horror, his attack is blocked, and even worse, copied and used against him. Luckily for him though, the attack is blocked by the monk, Apotion, in exchange for both his hands. At this time, all the others join in on attacking the mad demon, with the Ice Empress attacking from behind. And the Fire Dragon leader brings the scene to a close with an attack that seals him in darkness forever. When will the mad demon escape from his bondage? In a year? 2 years? Who knows? 3,000 years later, it's the so-called space exploration era, and a team from Earth has just arrived on planet GSP for the combat tournament that takes place once every 100 years. The male member, Mark, and the team leader, Lena, are on a mission to scout out their opponents. As they reach the GSP tournament arena, they witness a matchup between two civilizations, the powerful Ifrit civilization and the weaker Piglo civilization. Winning will elevate the level of the civilization and will ensure a life free from war, diseases, and weakness, while losing means a life of mediocrity and suffering. By the way, to get into this tournament, you have to be part of the Galactic Federation, and Earth is forced into joining and has to compete against various civilizations in these death matches. As usual in intergalactic Manhwa, all the odds are against Earth and its bottom fragging. Wait a minute, if this Galactic Federation is so powerful, why do they need to force others to join and fight? Just for their amusement? Or is there a deeper reason? Plus, their arrival brings infections that force the people to join the tournament in search of a cure. It feels like a whole conspiracy. Meanwhile, in the back rooms, while the match commences, a statue starts cracking and a piece of it breaks off, revealing an eye. Back to the stage, the match has started off with the stage boiling, and Panon from the Piglo civilization seems to be on the losing side. And with an overwhelming attack from Agni, he is nowhere to be seen, completely incinerated to ashes. Or so he would like you to think. He appears from the flames, targeting Agni's weakness, and with one attack he defeats Agni and takes the win. Oh, by the way, when it looked like Panon was on the losing side, a kid from his civilization got in a conflict with a pixie for defending him, and Lena steps in to protect her, though that leads to her and her teammate getting knocked out. The pixies were furious that a lower civilization dared ridicule them, so they plan to teach them a lesson. But they are interrupted by a grinning, red-eyed madman, who seems to take pleasure in battles. They are totally defeated and even have their Cosmos Force stolen. So Cosmos Force is something that only higher tier civilizations receive after leveling up. So it's completely radical that a human from the lowest of the low civilizations can copy and use it. Anyway, after all this, the demon introduces himself as Majinwo and is excitedly invited by Lena to be Earth's champion. By the way, I think somewhere along the way he somehow learned to speak the common language because his bubbles aren't red anymore. Back on track, when Majinwo first showed up, Mark from Earth's team escaped to find a GSP judge for help. So now he returns with his judge, Virtus, who starts investigating. The scene is reconstructed and the judge tracks down Lena and Jinwoo. In some other place, Jinwoo is telling Lena about his situation, and it turns out he learned the common language previously when he absorbed the Cosmos Force from the Pixie. At this point, he's told about Earth's situation. Turns out there are about 20,000 civilizations, and Earth is ranked at the very bottom, and the tiers are based on Cosmos Force. And this giant brain at the edge of the universe is what gives the enlightenment that everyone is fighting for. But the ones who control this brain are the only 5th tier civilization in the universe, the End Sapiens, who couldn't care less about anything else but ratings. They are also the hosts of the GSP tournament. If my eyes do not deceive me, then this is Wildmouth from Ben 10 that I see. Anyway, as Lena explains this, she once again asks him to be Earth's champion, to which he refuses and starts leaving. But his departure is interrupted by an emotionless hand that obliterates him. Jinwoo regenerates and a big fight explodes with him coming out on top. Is what you would think, right? Sorry to burst your bubble, but he gets defeated time and time and time again. till he's registered as the champion and sent to heal. Turns out that judges are beings who have made it to the finals of the tournaments before, so they are really powerful in terms of strength. Later, as Jinwoo is still in recovery, the team commander of Earth decides to stick to the original plan. With his Power Ranger Marcel Blade as their champion and Samuel L. Jackson as his manager, the Earth's champion takes the stage and gets ready for his match. With the way he comes out all high, you would think he's got a chance to win. Unfortunately, this match is bound to take an unexpected turn as his opponent is beaten up and replaced by a pixie. Twinkies, the strongest pixie, takes the stage for revenge. And so the match between the third tier pixie civilization and the lowest of the first tier civilizations, Earth, is about to begin. But the worst thing is that if Earth loses this match, humans will never be able to rise again and will be turned into slaves forever. By the way, Twinkies thinks he's Jinwoo under the suit, so he tries hard and completely dismantles his opponent. Hey, big ups to Marcel for enduring though. He might be a goof, but he's a good guy. Anyway, with Earth on the brink of losing, Lena breaks Jinwoo out of the recovery room and tosses his unconscious self into the stage to face Twinkies. Upon waking, Jinwoo finds himself against the metal bender as the match begins. This fight is brutal. Jinwoo pokes his eyes, forces his finger down his throat, is squashed and crawls out from within Twinkies. In a display of raw violence, Twinkies dislocates his own jaw to avoid damage. The battle heats up as Twinkies releases his secret weapons and collides with the attack titan Jinwoo. Then we see his backstory and his racist suffering, how they try to survive and escape weakness and exploitation. We are brought back to the present to the shocked face of Twinkies as he sees Jinwoo regenerating his head on sight. The dance resumes once again as Jinwoo attacks and Twinkies, according to the announcer, counters with a massive spear. The back and forth rages on and Jinwoo still strings his Cosmos Force, which makes Twinkies furiously assemble his armor. So back in the Murim world over 3,000 years ago, Jinwoo had fought against the Iron King and lost, but was then saved by a stranger who defeated the Iron King with an armor-piercing technique. Jinwoo is really not a good guy at all, cause from the looks of it, he sneak attacked his savior and learnt his technique. Meanwhile, in the present, he uses that technique and pierces through Twinkies' armor, defeating him and winning the match. With this win, we find out that 3 lower civilizations had defeated higher tier civilizations. We currently know of the Piglo civilization and Earth, the third one is still a mystery. Anyway, the fun doesn't end there as Jinwoo attacks the announcer, the Sapien god Leviathan, immediately after winning and gets evaporated. In this chapter, we get glimpses of 4 other Sapiens apart from Leviathan. We've seen images of some of them before when they went to invite other civilizations. From this, we know there are 6 of them, but till now we've only seen 5. I wonder who the 6th and final one is. Is there even one? Or is there just an open slot waiting to be filled? I'll make a video about that separately. Anyway, Jinwoo attacks Leviathan, who looks like Kratos on crack, and gets extinguished. Later on, he finds himself back in a recovery room and begins his training soon after. Did I say training? More like his whooping. By the way, this guy Mark has really suffered. From being knocked out unawares, to being used as bait, and to being wiggled out of his money. Bro's life is crazy. Anyway, Lego Blade gets a new prosthetic leg and is very thankful, then starts training the suppressed Jinwoo. While training, they are interrupted by an Inforian, a race that deals with information. I know what you're thinking, but seems like it's a trap. Anyway, half a month later, Jinwoo's next match arrives. He's set to fight Birkin of the Transferi civilization, a huge monster filled with power from its people. Taking the stage, Jinwoo is completely battered up from his training, till his limit is removed and he comes face to face with his opponent. So what's special about this opponent is that he's a natural enemy of regenerators. Anyway his attacks land cannot regenerate. In this fight, Jinwoo shows himself as a person and not just an unfeeling monster, and tries to help Birkin. Okay, I was wrong, he really doesn't care and decimates Birkin. Or does he? Anyway, he wins the match and Earth moves on to the next stage, and just before he leaves the stage, a god arrives. And that's where the manhwa stops for now. Like, sub, comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Omni Army, we outta here!